Guys, it is official. NIO has officially ended HiPHI. Well, today, just today, or actually yesterday, HiPHI announced that they will be pausing factory production for 6 months. So the factory will not be producing any cars. However, service repairs will go on as normal. They also said that salaries will also be affected. So those that were employed before February 18th will still get their normal salary, okay? But by March 15th, everyone that's still remaining will get only the base salary. This is pretty crucial. This is just telling people, leave. We're not going to fire you. We're only going to pay you base salary, which is like nothing almost. And if you're not going to leave, we're not going to fire you, because if we fire you, we got to pay severance. You just got to leave on your own will, and that's that. And then they also said that January salary will be delayed by a month, which is quite crazy. Now, what's going on with HiPHI? Well, if you look at HiPHI versus NIO for the past year, because both of these companies focus on premium pure electric, all right? So there's no like hybrid ER/EV bullshit going on. It's all pure EV. But they're dying. So what's going on? HiPHI X, that car sells for around 570k RMB. And last year, this whole entire year, they only sold 655 vehicles for an entire year for HiPHI X, the SUV. This is quite crazy. Whereas comparing that to the ES8, which is similarly priced around the same price point, the ES8 starts at 500k RMB. ES8 sold 14,575 vehicles. So there's multitudes more. And of course, the ES8 is a much better car in my opinion compared to the HiPHI X. Much more technologically advanced, comfort. And I've been in the HiPHI X and I even test drove it, and it was just, the screen was so laggy. It was even more laggy than my 3-4-year-old NIO EC6, which is quite crazy. So yeah, definitely whoever buys that car, don't buy that car. And then we got the HiPHI Y, which is their ES6 killer. All right, they even priced it at the same price point, 338k RMB. ES6 is also 338k RMB. Clearly, they were going after ES6's lunch, but they failed miserably. HiPHI Y only sold 5,600 vehicles through the entire year, whereas for NIO, the ES6 sold around 59,611 vehicles. So 10 times more than HiPHI Y. Quite crazy. And then you got the HiPHI Z, which is their sedan, all right? And we're going to compare that to the ET7. The sedan starting price for HiPHI Z is 570k RMB, a little bit higher than ET7 starting price of 428k RMB, but ET7, if you put on some specs, you're pretty much at the same price point. And for the HiPHI Z, they sold 2,428 vehicles in the past year. ET7, 3,332. So even that, ET7 is outselling the HiPHI Z. And clearly HiPHI's cars are kind of like overpriced, pure electric, and also they don't have anything proprietary. I mean, I'm sure you guys have seen the ET9 video, or if you haven't seen it, here it is, of Skyride suspension shaking off the snow. We've seen similar videos in the past with the wine on top and just smoothly going through speed bumps, and also smoothly going through all sorts of different terrain. Very, very cool. And why would anyone in the right mind buy a HiPHI Z or anything like that compared to this ET9? I mean, the ET9 is way better than those cars. So it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer, guys. It's a no-brainer. And HiPHI is dying off. Now, one thing I do gotta say is I kind of wish that NIO did more promotion on proprietary stuff. For example, they poured billions, NIO poured billions and billions into developing their own chip, the Shenji, which is aka translation, the God chip. They have the English name is NX something something, but translation from Chinese is God chip. So they developed their own God chip, which is basically as powerful as 4 Orin X chips. And that's quite insane because nobody else has that. Only NIOs will have that in the future, but they're not doing much marketing on that chip. Right now, they're showcasing a lot of the Skyride stuff, which I'm amazed by. I really like, and I think you guys are all very impressed by. But the one thing that really concerns me is that it's not proprietary. All right, the suspension units are by Clear Motion, and anybody can buy it. If Li Auto felt that this is pretty cool, ET9 is pretty cool, we'll just buy the same suspension units and we'll have the same thing, dancing around, shaking the snow off. So, in that front, I think NIO, I really wish that NIO did more marketing on the proprietary stuff, like, for example, the steer-by-wire system that they have, that they built, their new brake-by-wire system, all that kind of cool stuff, the GOT chip. I mean, the GOT chip is just a huge revolutionary thing, not just for NIO, for automobile companies in general. All right, first Chinese automobile company to come out with a chip that powerful. All right, and actually, it's very impressive in terms of just chip standards in general in China. All right, don't really see a company with a chip that powerful in China. Okay, in China, even Huawei has chips that are inferior to this. It's mind blowing. So I kind of wish NIO did more marketing on that in that front to really showcase that they poured so much money into making themselves proprietary and to have all this cool stuff that nobody else will ever be able to have. The opposite is also true for HiPHI. HiPHI has nothing proprietary. Everything they use is from Bosch. Anybody can buy it. They just basically assembled it together, and they have design and basically their own software UI. Nothing is proprietary. There's no real distinctive reason to buy their car apart from design. Okay, so this just really shows you that you do have to have proprietary self-made stuff to make yourself stand out. And a lot of people are really hoping that HiPHI can survive through this, and they're doing all these cost-cutting measures, also like higher up execs taking wage cuts and all that kind of stuff, voluntary wage cuts to save money. And you're seeing all the big stores, HiPHI stores, essentially closed down. I mean, I hate to say it, but really amongst NIO owners, they're sort of a joke, okay? Sort of a joke. I don't think they're going to make it, right? I don't think they're going to make it. And as the market gets even more competitive, it's just going to be even more survival of the fittest, right? And NIO is one of the fittest, even though this whole entire EV war, price war, is hurting NIO a lot, all right? Everybody else cutting prices, stealing customers from NIO. It's hurting NIO a lot, but NIO is one of the ones that will survive and get through this, right? Because of all the proprietary stuff that they have. And it's all very valuable, right? With HiPHI, there's nothing valuable with HiPHI apart from the design. Which design? How is design valuable? There's no IP behind design. So in that aspect, everybody's willing to invest in NIO, like the Abu Dhabi guys, CYVN, even other companies in the future perhaps might want to invest in NIO because of the revolutionary tech that NIO has. And make no mistake, I mean, like the EV price war is getting brutal. The Chinese economy is crappy, but NIO will make it through. All right, NIO will make it through. NIO is also doing cost-cutting measures that are quite efficient, I'd say. Morale is quite low amongst in NIO, but I don't know. That's all because the stock price is low, but we will get through this, all right? We will get through. HiPHI is teetering on the brink of death. They might make it, they might not make it, but I can guarantee you that HiPHI will not be the last one in this treacherous situation. A lot of other companies will also get to this point, all right? As always, stay safe, stay healthy. Peace out.